Hi, my name is Amber Hunter, and I decided to do the second experiment with the water cup and the 3 utensils. So the 3 utensils I'm using is a plastic knife, a metal knife, and a wooden chopstick. And right off the bat, these all feel pretty much the same temperature. The metal knife kind of feels a bit colder. So for this experiment, I filled up each of these cups halfway with ice and then covered the ice with water. This cup has been sitting with the utensils in it for about 10 minutes now. This one's been for about 5 minutes, and this one's been for about 1 minute. So if I go through and feel each one, so for the 1 minute cup, only the metal knife really feels very cold. For the 5 minute cup, again, only the knife really feels cold. And this one, the 10 minute cup, only the knife really feels cold. In this cup, the plastic knife feels a bit colder than it did in these 2 cups, so that one feels a little bit cold, but again, only really the metal knife felt very cold. So the metal felt consistently the coldest throughout the experiment. All 3 did not feel equal in temperature by the end of the experiment. The plastic knife got a little bit colder, but the wood and the plastic did not get as cold as the metal knife. The metal is what I would choose to facilitate heat transfer, as it felt the coldest quickest, meaning that it's able to pull the heat away from a source of heat like my hand quicker than the other 2 materials, plastic and wood. The wood is what I would choose for insulation or limiting the heat transfer, since it never really felt cold throughout the entire experiment, unlike the plastic that kind of feels a little bit cold by the end. This means that the wood is slower at transferring heat. As the previous 2 questions addressed, the type of material is key. It's a key factor in deciding materials for certain tasks, especially when thinking about construction. Wood is a much better insulator than metal. So if you were to build a shed made out of wood would keep its temperature inside much better than a shed made out of metal, which is not as good of an insulator. For an example applicable to everyday life, this could be like, for example, when I wake up in the morning, I put my feet on the wood floor and it's not too cold, but once you go into the bathroom with the tile, it feels like my feet are going to freeze off. This is also due to a similar concept, the heat transfer properties of the materials. The wood has a high specific heat capacity, making it a good insulator, and the tile has a low specific heat capacity, meaning it can pull the heat away from my feet very quickly. These results are as to be expected, knowing that the specific heat capacity of metal is much lower than that of wood or plastic. Therefore, the metal will feel colder and conduct heat away from your hand faster than the wood or the plastic. Nothing throughout the experiment proved to be a struggle or a surprise, but perhaps next time, if I was to do this experiment again, I would ensure that the thickness of each of the materials or the diameter is roughly the same to keep all factors other than the material constant, to make sure that any differences experienced are due to the material and not due to the thickness of the utensil. Thank you.